Okay, we're recording.
Oh, we started. Wow. Wow. Crazy.
Wow.
Um, so if you can't tell, you are joining us here immediately after watching last week's rankings for whatever reason, you'd be immediately here thereafter. You might notice, wow, they're in the same clothes in the same place. That's because we're recording this not too far apart.
I'm not in the same place.
Remember, when we were recording those rankings, we were like, oh, we don't want to spoil too much about Final Five and Joe going home and yada, yada, yada. Little did we know, there we are talking about how, oh, season could be a little predictable, yada, yada. Nope, forget that because Kayla is out of the game. The final four is Luke, Jason, and Joe, and Emily. And wow, so much to dive into. But at the same time, not a lot. So I'm excited to start talking about our the week of the final five, what it looks like going into final four. Jury roundtables coming up. We never ranked the jury. I just realized that. Oh well. Um,
Yeah, I don't really care.
and yeah,
Awesome.
we can look at that for like 2 seconds. It's the same. Great. Next.
Yay.
Okay. Let's start with Emily. Always a very wonderful topic of discussion. Um, in the last ranking, Stephen, you said, I don't know, if Emily gets to the end, especially against Kayla, I don't feel like she has a 0% chance. And I was like, I actually totally agree with you.
Well,
And then Emily said, hold my beer. You think I have a shot to win? I'm gonna make sure I get rid of every chance of that ever happening. Dear
she said,
God,
she said, let me evict my only chance to win.
let me do the one dumbest thing I ever could do to stop me from winning the game. There's actually zero chance she wins this game. What was this decision? She got tricked so badly. And then even in her DR was like, yeah, I don't really know if this is gonna work. How? And how, but I don't get is in the deal, how do you not go? Great idea, Jason. I will vote to evict Joe. You vote to evict Kayla. And if you wanted to tie, that's great. Like, how did she agree to the deal and then like agree to let Jason be the one that's evicting Joe? Like, none of it was a good idea. I was at a three. The only reason I'm not lowering my score even further is no, there's not a reason. I was gonna say no, no. Emily gets a two. That was absurd. Emily gets a two from me. And is she gonna be ranked lower than the person that actually went home?
Wait,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go down to a one. I thought this is what you were implying. You were at a three and you were like, I'm not gonna go down any lower.
Um. No. Yeah. Two for Emily. Because what was this? It was such a clear. Like I can't even be like I see the upside of the move. It's a no 0% risk. Just stupidity. What the hell was this?
This is so bad. I have to give her a one. I have to do it. Like there's no reason. There was no like redeeming action. Like I'm trying to think of what would warrant a two. Nothing. There's nothing.
I can't believe this. All right. Well, Emily, congratulations. You have joined the very elite club of people that have received ones without going home. You join Yoshi and Alfred.
Great club to be in.
A fantastic club to be in.
Um, I just
Wow.
like there's no reason for me that she should not be getting a one. Like she threw away her only sliver chance to win the season.
Crazy. Absurd.
And I understand she didn't want her to go home, but like it was completely your fault. Like it's not like oh someone like lied to you and like they evicted someone without telling you. Like no, like you did it. Like it was you. So that's I don't know what game we're playing here. Jason,
On the flip side, how the hell did Jason pull this off? Um, and this is before I give Jason all the credit. It's very much a twofold move between Jason and Joe. It was all Jason's execution. It was all Joe's idea. So credit to them both. But how was Jason able to do this? How did this happen? Um, let's start here. Jason smoked the final five veto, not even close. There was never a doubt that he was winning it because he got first in every single round. No one was going to beat them. It just was not going to happen. Secondly, how did he do this? How are they able to convince? It just doesn't. It's crazy. It's it's crazy. Oh my god. Um, I think that Jason is the front runner to win the game. The only thing with Jason for me is like, was this a smart move? I understand that Jason is loyal to Joe. But like, let's play out the theoretical. If you keep, I mean, okay, I guess it's smart because like, let's say Joe wins the final four veto. I think Joe evicts Luke and not Jason at this point. Whereas like Kayla would evict Jason over Luke. So like I guess from that point I understand it. And then again, Kayla is actually proven to be better at these endgame competitions than Joe has. So actually, sure, fine move. Fine move. And you're loyal. So kudos. This was crazy. I have no reason to lower my score. Certainly not doing that. Because I think Jason has a clear shot to the end. Is now within 2 weeks of making it there. And I think is the jury's favorite. Without a doubt. So I'm gonna stay at my 9. And the only reason I'm not going up to a 10 in all honesty is because I think there is some doubt as to like, was this a good move? And we'll see in the future if that's
Yeah, ditto. I'm staying at my 9 as well. Same reasoning. Great move this week. Crazy.
I can't believe this.
Joe, remember
How is he still here?
remember hours ago hours ago in the rankings when you were like, "Oh, Joe pulling off the reverse psychology." Haven't seen that before.
I don't think I said that on the rankings. I think I said that pre-rankings.
Was
Yeah,
it?
so it was literally like pre-rankings. He didn't got on Zoom if it wasn't there. And I was like, oh, Joe's coming up with another plan. Reverse psychology. Haven't seen this before. And I think I said on the rankings, I was like, these tricks don't work on these people anymore, Joe. We're gonna need to come to forget everything that I thought and said. How did this work? Um, this is insane. Kudos to Joe. Absolutely a huge crowning jewel on his resume if he makes it there. The fact that he survived this, like maybe Jason isn't the Grace Vader. Maybe Joe is the Grace Vader. Um,
Crazy.
just crazy. Joe's biggest struggle is going to be winning these endgame comps. Because listen, like doing this was fantastic, but he still needs to win something to stay. He needs to win Final Four HOH. He needs to win Final Four veto. He needs to win Final HOH. Because I'm still hard pressed to believe that anyone takes him to the end. But then again, like Jason might at this point. Um, if these three people are not taking Emily to the end, what are they doing? Anyway, um, Steven, do you want to talk a little bit first? I'm still considering my score.
Um, I mean, I just can't believe he's still here. He's survived two of the most intense evictions of the season. The only two times he's been on the block. And then as an addition to him having the veto used on him 3 times, 4 times, 3 times,
3 times.
3 times. Yeah. It's just crazy. I don't know if I see him beating out Luke and Jason in order to secure his spot, which worries me a little bit.
Yeah. I've solidified on my score.
It's gonna be, I mean, if we didn't know what happened with the HOH, it would have been Jason probably wins this HOH. I would think Luke goes home at 4.
That's what and granted, like we don't know what is to come at 4 yet. Like the veto hasn't happened. We know who won HOH, but going into it with the final four makeup of Emily, Luke, Jason, and Joe, Luke is absolutely my predicted fourth.
So I think Luke's gonna go. It's gonna be Jason, Emily, Joe, final three. I think Jason's gonna take part one. I think Joe will probably take part two. It might be closer than we've had in previous seasons, but I think Joe will end up taking part two. If Joe can beat out Jason for part three, which in all honesty is a little bit of a crapshoot, but um definitely more knowledge based than we've had for majority of our seasons. He could win. I think he could win. Um, so we'll see.
For me, I moved down my score to a 6 last week. I am jumping back up. I'm gonna jump back up to an 8. Um,
Mhm.
the only reason I'm not at a 9 is because I still feel in my gut that he's not like he survived this with a great move, but it was surviving barely. Fantastic move, great position, huge chance to win. It is one step below Jason for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I need it as well. But just put my score in there for me.
I realized I started typing it, and I was like, oh,
All right. Kayla.
Kayla, okay, like robbed in the sense of like this girl should have been in final two, but also like with all the peace and love in the world for Kayla. If Kayla had to go for this to be the final four, fine. Because again, with all the peace and love in the world, and we said it last rankings, Kayla, although I think a great social player that set herself up in the best position in the house, in terms of what she was actively doing and bringing to the season, was really starting to lack. I feel like I at least like I said it last week, where it's like, it's great that she's in this position, but final seven, final six is where I want to start to see her going like, yes, I've got this final two with Jason. I've got this final two with Luke, and I'm able to soundboard off of them to get Jason sure to nominate Luke and Jackson, and then for me to take out Jackson, and then Luke to sure nominate Jason and Faven, and then me to take out Faven. Like if she was like more actively thinking and caring about all that stuff, maybe I would feel even higher on her, but that just wasn't happening, and it was starting to slip away from her, and she just got screwed. Like she really should not have gone here. It wasn't her fault. But yeah, this is crazy. Of course, I'm gonna lower my score. I was at a 6. I'm gonna lower it down. I'm only gonna lower it to a 3, um, because Emily did worse than her than me this week somehow.
Yeah, I'm going to a 3 as well. Just kind of unfortunate, but like not.
Unfortunate, but not heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Would it have been the most interesting final two if she was there? Again, with peace and love, no. But I think I would have been interested to see, because I mean, looking at it now, it's looking like it's going to be Emily that's probably there, and that's even less interesting. I would have been interested to see what Kayla had to say in a final two scenario. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Alas, we will not hear it as she is now juror number 7. Finally, or did we look at the graph yet?
Yeah.
Finally, Luke. Oh no. Um, Again, Stephen and I have not been secret about the fact that Luke is, I'll speak for the both of us, in saying like our favorite in terms of like who we think has
Sure.
consistently been playing the best to mitigate his threat level while actively pushing for moves and setting himself up in a great social position. But Joe staying this week is a massive fumble on his game. I don't love how much he played with Kayla's safety. I don't love how much he trusted Emily. Like he didn't put Emily up because he didn't want Emily to get paranoid and freak out. But I also feel like he should have seen coming that like Emily is more gullible, like with peace and
Yeah.
love. I just feel like he got a little too comfortable with this decision this week because
Mhm.
like, oh, last time when I had to put up Kayla, it worked out fine. And it didn't work out this fine. And now he lost his number one ride to final two, is left with two huge threats in the game that are now both opposing him, as opposed to just one of them opposing him. And he's left with Emily as his only person. Like major, major crash and burn for Luke this week. In addition, although I think like then again, we're not gonna see him in the final two next to Jason or Joe. That's just not a possibility. Unless somehow Emily goes here in fourth. Um, which then again, anything's possible. But um I think if Luke were to sit next to Joe and Jason, I think the two of them do beat him, in my opinion, unrightfully so. But I just think the fact that like Faven's voting for one of them too. Alex is voting. Like there are people who won't not vote for those two people. And then again, like I think Jackson absolutely votes for Luke. I think Fletcher absolutely votes for Luke. So maybe it is a little more split, but I don't know. I just think this was a major, major blunder. I think he is the most likely person to go home in fourth. And for that, for his positioning, absolutely tanking, for a not great move, I'm gonna lower my score all the way down to a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower mine, but I'm gonna go down to a 7. Um, I think his path to the end just got a lot harder, but I don't think it's necessarily impossible. And I think he definitely has the ability to explain his game if he gets there. He just said that he's going to stay up all night and memorize everything there is to memorize about this season. Jason has already kind of done that and has great notes on it. Tomorrow's the web. It's going to come down to A, who can use Google Slides better, but B, the web isn't just regurgitating facts of the season. It's a puzzle still. Like you still have to figure it out. Um, and it takes some time, and it doesn't. It certainly is a lot easier if you've committed all of the information from the season to memory. But it's not just regurgitation. And they've both proven to be very smart. And I don't necessarily agree with you, Scott, that BB Comics is the ultimate test because
But hold on. To be clear, I never said ultimate test either. I just think
I don't think that they're the
it's a
same.
great shower. I think if you're good at BB Comics, you'll be good at the web.
See, I disagree. I think it shows that you can use you're very proficient in Google Slides if you're, which is obviously like a big factor in the web. BB Comics is just spotting the difference. That's not what the web is. It's not like it's still hard.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um, I wouldn't say BB Comics is like the intelligence test either. Like it's kind of just like you can honestly just throw the comics back to back and
That's true. I just think like looking at what Jason has won, he's won BB Comics, which is one of the more I think heavily Google size comps in terms of like use. He won Your Days Are Numbered, which is the season trivia comp.
yeah.
And in all honesty, like maybe a weird thing to like really point out, but he won Solve It, which is Google
Mm.
Slides logic. That was a logic puzzle that you had to find
I feel
clues
like that's a better showing than the other
and
two.
deduce. And the fact that he's won all three of those, I think for me makes him the favorite to win this. But Luke is absolutely number two.
We'll see. But that's my score for Luke.
Oh,
Yay.
you know what I would love to see? I wonder if Jason thinks that anyone takes him to final two. Like, does he think that Joe takes him to final two?
I don't know.
If he doesn't think that, you know what I would love to see? I would love to see Jason win this veto. And okay, slight spoilers if anyone is like watching the season. and
Ever.
you don't want to know who wins. Great, you've been warned now. We're going to talk about the
Pause here if you
pause
don't
here if
want
you
to
don't
know.
want to know who won HOH next week. Okay, we're now talking about spoilers. So Jason is the HOH. I would love for him to win the Final Four veto, leave Joe and Luke on the block, and say, Emily, you decide. You decide, Emily. If neither will bring me to the end, you decide.
Yeah,
I
because
think it's
it's
smarter
really
for
not
him.
it's not up to him. But I
I
guess it would be if he had Joe.
Well, he could take Joe off the block, and then Joe
Yeah,
is evicting Luke.
interesting.
Agree. This is the first final. Like, truthfully, like, name another Final Four where three of the players really deserve to win.
Um,
Season 3,
season
Luke, Rez, and
3.
Juliana. That's probably the best example I can give.
Yeah. Season
Maybe 7,
I was gonna say maybe 7.
but even 7's a little wishy-washy. Not as strong as this 3.
Probably
8, actually 8 with Rocky, Wick, and Dalton.
oh, with Final Four you're talking about? Yeah.
We're 3 out of the Final Four.
3 out of the Final Four. Well,
8 and 9, in all honesty.
maybe you could throw in one.
No, you cannot. Um,
Aaron, David, Kristen.
I love Kristen. Kristen's a legendary winner of season 10.
not,
Um,
and not the winner of the season.
and
So I didn't mention the winner of the season.
and not season 1.
Um. Yeah, yeah. Matthew, Kristen, and Lily.
Kristen wasn't my personal pick in season 7.
Yeah. Uh. Rock definitely Rocky Wiki.
Definitely Rocky.
Rocky
Yeah,
Wick
Rocky
Dalton.
Wiki.
Rocky Wick
Rocky
Dalton.
McDonald. Definitely Cade.
Oh yeah, Cade,
Grace.
Grace, and Haley. Absolutely.
Um,
Season 9. I look back on season 9 and I'm like, that was a really good season.
in all honesty,
Like,
toxic, toxic, but Dally, Jacob, Dakota.
sure. And that's probably where I would end.
Great. Okay, and I think that wraps it up. Excited for the final
Sean,
four?
Maeve, Kate,
No, no,
Eric, Morgan, Jackie, Legend.
no, no. Brandon deserved the one more than Jackie. Sorry, Jackie. Love you, Queen.
No, no, no.
What do you mean no?
Wrong. Jackie
You could
deserved
be
it.
more annoyed by someone, but Brandon did more.
Yeah, did more running his mouth.
Anyway,
I hope you don't see this. Which I know you're going.
hi Brandon. I know for a fact you're watching this right now. How are you doing? Miss you.
State my incorrectness, though. Where is it? It's not there.
With what?
Never mind. Okay, this is the end.
Bye.
We have one more rankings.
That's crazy.
And we're leaving.
This is the last rankings from Pennsylvania.
Ever.
This is the last rankings ever. No more. That was a joke. I'm kidding. Okay,
I'm
great.
kidding. I forgot about that. What is
Okay,
that from? I'm kidding. Wait, what is that from?
house guest, house guest, house
Oh,
guest. I need you to sit
yeah,
down.
yeah.
I need you to sit down right now, or you're evicted. I'm
I'm
kidding,
kidding.
but
The
like,
photo of
please sit
Julie with
down.
the photo of Julie with the gun is actually like one of my favorite photos of all time. Can I get that up? I don't know
House
where.
guest, please come into the have not room. It's locked. Premiere is a mess. Let's end it. Can we end it? Can we stop recording?
No,
Why are we following it up? We're just wasting time now.
no, we're not. Just wasting time. Wait, the only thing I could find was someone else's profile picture on Twitter. I had to look up Julie Chen holding gun meme.
I love that still. That's a great still.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
Oh, how do I stop? Oh, stop.